following is a presentation of
Balera Boxing, idol, shout out.
This Friday, January 14th, Jade Bornea of the Philippines faces Mohammed Obbadi of Italy by way of Morocco in an IBF junior bantamweight title eliminator in Monterrey, Mexico. Jade Bornea boasts a record of 16 wins and no losses, 10 of those wins by knockout. He's coming off a unanimous decision victory against Roland J. Biandima last April at Sandman Gym in the Philippines. This will be Bornea's first fight in Mexico, only having one other fight outside of the Philippines, that fight taking place in the US. Mohammed Abadi has a record of 22 wins with one loss, 13 of those wins by knockout. He also last fought in April, defeating Joel Sanchez on points. Abadi has also never fought in Mexico, only having one other fight outside of Italy, that fight taking place in Spain. Magandang araw mga kaibigan, lalo na sa Pilipinas. I'm Chris from Balera Boxing, and I'm joined by Carlo, Philip, and Monty. Carlo, Philip, Monty, welcome. Kumusta kayo?
Musta po.
Kumusta?
Hey, it's good to be with you.
Mabuti naman. Mohammed Obbadi comes into Friday's fight ranked number 3 by the IBF. Despite his number 3 ranking, not much is known about Obbadi due to what some would consider a thin resume. However, his overall record is impressive, coming off 9 straight victories. His lone loss coming from Christopher Rosales of Nicaragua in 2017, who soon thereafter went on to win the WBC World Flyweight title. Jade Bornea's resume outside of the Philippines may not be well known as well, but he has a tremendous opportunity in front of him right now on the world stage, coming into this fight as the number 7 ranked junior bantamweight by the IBF. He's a regular training partner with Marlon Jacales, who himself is now the IBF junior featherweight title contender. Philip, your thoughts on Bornea entering this fight?
Bornea has a good chance to win. He's a very powerful fighter. He likes to trade and stand in front of you. And he has a nasty body shot. A lot of his knockouts have come by way of body shots. So, and Mohammed, he's a boxer's boxer. He likes to move around. He likes to circle. He likes to use his jab. So it's going to be an interesting matchup.
I would agree. I mean, Bornea has devastating body shot power, but he's out there to brawl and to rip body shots on you. And Abadi, like you said, certainly he's very bouncy on his feet. He's even actually dropped opponents with his jab. You mentioned how good of his jab is and how much he likes to throw that jab. He's actually dropped someone with a jab before, and that's very, very rare. Carlo, your thoughts on Bornea?
I think he's gonna win this fight. I'm very confident that he is. He's surrounded by great fighters and wild card. Great environment there, great sparring partners, great management, great coach, just great overall environment to build your skills from. Just what Phil was mentioning about his body shots. Yes, it seems like he's very patient with fighting you. He doesn't rush. He'll stand there, trade with you. He'll box, or he'll throw power punches. And if he sees the opportunity, you can tell if he gets someone against the rope, or if he choose to stand there in front of him and phone booth fight with him, he knows how to pick his body shots. Whether as we all notice, when I first glanced, I wasn't sure if he's southpaw or orthodox, because he switches so smooth, and on the go with the body shots. Is a great tool for Jade to slow down Abadi, who likes to move, who likes to start working with his jab, and for someone who moves a lot and doesn't sit so much on his punches. He likes to stick and move in and out. He doesn't really get to set his feet to deliver a powerful blow, because as soon as he throws a punch, you notice that he's already thinking about moving out or moving somewhere else to get out of there. So he never really gets to sit on his punches to deliver and set for and sit on his power punches. So
I think also an advantage that we have with Bornea, considering that Abadi is a boxer who would like to move, bounce around, and throw a jab, that this fight has a very good chance of going the distance if he does not indeed knock out Mohammed Obbadi. But Bornea can go in deep, and this may very well be the case with Abadi throwing his jab, moving around, and boxing the entire time. Monty, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for Bornea, having watched his last fight versus Biandima. And I also saw and zeroed in on that one loss that Abadi took. And, you know, he's got good technical skill. Obviously, he's got a very active jab, good footwork, good mobility. I simply think that Bornea is going to overwhelm him with volume, with body punches, and the fact that Bornea is encountering a guy that he's seen. He's seen, as Carlo pointed out, great camp, great gym, great team. I have no doubt that they've surrounded him or matched him up with sparring partners who also have very good jabs and good technical boxers. Abadi does not possess, at least what I've seen, any heavy hands or power punches, and as you say, he likes to move. But the counter to that is the outstanding body punches from Bornea. He's kind of a throwback in that regard. I love it. And as Carlo brought up, I love the switch hitting. He's very fluid. It's natural. He's got a great right hook from southpaw. And it kind of reminds me of a smaller Terrence Crawford. And underrated boxing ability too. So I think that the judges, if this does go the distance, they're going to see those power shots. And they're going to see a bunch of jabs versus a ton of headshots and body shots. And that'll be impressive if he doesn't actually simply knock him down. In the fight with Christopher Rosales, I saw Abadi get overwhelmed a little bit with the movement and with the volume from Rosales. And I think Bornea brings those same attributes, only with more power and a more diverse attack. So if a guy like Rosales can take out Abadi, I know it was a few years ago, the potential is very, very real for the same thing to happen again, only with more spectacular results. I'm looking forward to a great fight.
I would agree. Bornea certainly has the ability to throw a lot of punches. Again, his volume punching is certainly a strength of his. It may not have the blinding speed that some of the other elite fighters have, but he does have that power, clearly with the ability to knock people down and out, whether it's to the body or the head. He's going to have to move forward in this fight. He's going to have to move forward and overwhelm someone who's going to be a more bouncy boxer jabber. That's really it. Carlo, what are Obbadi's keys to victory?
if he can stay out of that, if he can stay away from his combinations from Jade Bornea. But it's gonna be, his style can work with jabs. But it just can't just be jabs because he will get timed, and he's jabbing in a certain direction. He will get time. He can, if he goes to his left while jabbing, Jake can counter in an orthodox style of the overhand right, and vice versa. So I think combinations from Obbadi is his only chance to really. He's gonna have to fight fire with fire with Jade Bornea now. So if he wants to, he's gonna have to come up with combinations and angles to approach Jade Bornea or to attack Jade Bornea.
Phil, in your opinion, what are Mohammed Obbadi's keys to victory?
It's like Carlos said, fight fire with fire. With his last fight, Obbadi, when he fought Rosales, the one thing that I felt he should have done was throw more punches. He was moving around pretty nice, but he wasn't letting his hands go. So that's what he needs to do against Jade is, keep using his movement, keep using his jab. But at the very least, he needs to match Jade's volume, if not punch more, if he wants to win. It's better. It's easier said than done, but this is what he has to do to win.
Monty, Mohammed Obbadi is ranked as the third best junior bantamweight according to the IBF. What has the IBF seen in Mohammed Obbadi to give him that ranking of 3 in the division?
I think they're seeing an accurate puncher. They're seeing a solid technical fighter. And I suppose they're seeing a guy who beats whoever's in front of him, except for a guy like Rosales. And as I pointed out earlier, Bornea is, I think, a more talented, heavier-handed, more dynamic version of Rosales, who took Obbadi out with ease. Even the reaction of Obbadi after his defeat to Rosales, he's like pointing the guy out as like, well, he won. He took me out. He overwhelmed me. And I think that there's an intimidation factor that'll come with the kind of body punching and body attack that that Bornea is going to come with. And this is something that is very difficult to match up against. So unless Obbadi suddenly develops an entirely new boxing style and diversifies his attack, I think we're in for a good night. And we've seen higher ranked mediocre boxers in this business before. So the IBF also has some very, very questionable fighters ranked high as well. I think eyes don't lie, friends.
Does Obbadi have a chance here Friday night?
He has a hell of a chance. It's there. And it comes with the fact that at the very least, Bornea does leave openings in his defense. And there are avenues where he gets caught being overly aggressive and not getting away. So he is vulnerable to counters. And so that, I suppose, would be the best way that Obbadi could eke out a victory. However, his lack of hitting power may not and will not dissuade Bornea from continuing to come forward and press a very dynamic, very diverse attack. I'm excited.
I am too. So let's go to predictions. Carlo, Sino ang Mananalo, who will win on Friday night in Mexico?
I absolutely will pick Jade Bornea. There's no chance Obbadi is going to win. Jade Bornea is going to take him out, whether it's a knockout, stoppage, decision. I just don't think Obbadi has a deep enough resume with the numbers look good, but I don't think he has a deep enough resume of fighters that he beat to beat Bornea. Like Monty said, Bornea is just the more talented one, and you see that, you see that right away.
Philip, Sino ang Mananalo?
I think the fight's gonna be a lot closer. I'm leaning towards Bornea, but I think the fight's gonna be a lot closer. If Bornea doesn't cut that ring off and Obbadi's allowed to circle the ring and keep his back off the ropes, he could have a good chance of winning off points. But Obbadi knocking out Bornea, I don't see it. Like you guys said, he doesn't have that power. And I just think Bornea is not going to respect it and just go forward. If he cuts that ring off and digs in with those body shots to slow Obbadi down, it could end by knockout. But I think it could be a close fight. I hope it's going to be a good one.
I just want to say that if Obbadi can get Bornea's respect early on with a hard right hand in the first couple of rounds, that could set the tone. That is the only way that he can earn that respect, is very early on to hit and crack him with a good right hand, which would have to be a miracle, but that's what it would take.
So Monty, your prediction for this Friday?
Well, Chris, if I'm predicting with my head, unanimous Jade Bornea. With my heart, knockout by body punch, left hook to the body.
I too have Jade Bornea. I'm a little bit more aligned with Phil, where I think styles make fights, and this is certainly a fight with the boxer, jabber, someone who likes to bounce around the ring and move a lot, but really pity pat that jab and just stick it out there to find some range, but not really try and devastate anyone with some supreme knockout power, versus a fighter in Jade Bornea who likes to be in that phone booth, who'll have his forehead in your chest and just grind away and rip body shots, go up top, throw overhand rights, but really just try and just grind you down and wear you down and follow you around the ring, hopefully cut off Obbadi around the ring. But that's going to be his objective here against Mohammed Obbadi. This may go the distance, but again, because of Jade Bornea's knockout power, and we've seen it, there's actually a video out there with Jade Bornea knocking people out just with body shots. And it's a pretty cool video to watch, but he has that ability. But I have Jade Bornea over Mohammed Obbadi. This is an exciting fight, certainly for a chance to fight for the IBF Championship of the World. Please comment and subscribe. Let us know your prediction below. This Friday, January 14th, Jade, the Hurricane Bornea of the Philippines, will face Mohammed Maraviglia Obbadi of Italy by way of Morocco in an IBF Junior Bantamweight title eliminator in Monterrey, Mexico.
Let's go, Jade. Maraming salamat sa mga tulong mo, okay? Vanilla Boxing, laging susuporta sa inyo.
Let's go, Jade.
Let's go, Bornea.
That body shot.
Mabuhay.